Some things don't change, right? That intro. I've had it for so long. It's been years, man, especially when you've been in this crypto space, as you guys know, for quite some time. Let me I'm just adjusting my mic right before I went live. The thing fell off the like the little clamp thing. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I want to do a public live stream because I haven't done one it's been over a year. And most of you guys know I kind of went real private after being a public streamer or YouTuber, I guess you can call me back then. But it just seemed right to just kind of, I don't know, zone in. You don't need for me, I just never eventually didn't think I needed the audience. It was more of trying to figure out the charts. You know what I mean? That's what I was here for. But no offense, obviously, to anybody, man. I have a lot of friends that are influencers. It's just, I don't think it's for me. That's all. So I'm more of a private guy. I like being, just trying to crack the charts. That's all I care about on this side of stuff. But anyways, I hope that you guys been well. Ape Season, what's up, man? Eric Reimer. Rob, man, been a long time. Mick, I remember you. I remember a lot of you guys. Hopefully you guys have been well. I'm sure this is a long journey, and as you guys know, the more time you put in it, the better you get, the better you'll probably get at reading charts. And if you want a big reward, it usually requires you to probably get worked heavily in life and in crypto before you get the reward. So tip my hat to all you guys that are still pushing forward and trying, because it's typically what it takes on anything. So what's up, Croatia? I've been there. I love it. It's a beautiful place. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some of my Bitcoin and XRP is what I'm going to stick to on this. I'm going to show you guys what I have because I think there's probably some good people out there that would be like, all right, I appreciate that, because it gives me at least a heads up. Or you can just bolt on to, anything. Ben, what's up, dude? I remember you, man. Hopefully you've been well. I want to share that, and I went back real quick to that. Where is I thought I had it pulled up. I guess I don't have it pulled up. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second here. I'm just going to pull where I was asked live stream I did with you guys, because there was actually good information. I'm like, let me catch up to what we did, because I'm about to just continue from there. And guess what? I was like, oh, this is perfect. I didn't have to it's just really, we're going to, just pick up where we left off here. So I'm going to go to, I think it was at the 12-minute mark or something like that. Yeah, about 12:53. So let's go and pull this. It's definitely not the, hey, here's where I'm right and stuff. I'm way past that kind of stuff, man. It's just more of just picking up where we left off, because there's good information. So let me, because there's something I say and I want to go over it again. So I'm going to turn this off, and we'll just watch this just for about 3 minutes or so, maybe even less, and we'll pick up where we left off. These wicks are important. They're of value to me, and you can see there's one right here on this Delta exchange here. Not a very popular one, but it's information. It's at $100,000. I think that is deemed true, that it will fill this wick. Also, I have this Binance US one that I actually find to be of value as well. That's around 138,000. So these are pockets that I think happen. I do think there's a massive collapse on this whole chart. Very bad on all crypto. XRP as well, I'm sorry to say it, but yes, I'm still, we got down to the 28 cents. I'm a sub 20 guy, sub 10 cent guy in XRP, but not yet is what I'm getting. That wasn't too long. So that's what I wanted to go over. The whole XRP, not yet on that sub 20. I think I might say that I go up. Let me see. So there is the move up, and then that all will start to take place. So I'm perfect. Okay, because I'm still there, so that's why I wanted. That's still a part of this. As you guys know, it runs slow, and timing's a hard thing. But I want to share. These wicks are very helpful. As you could see, we were at 66,000. That one exchange went to. We said it would. Well, it said it would go to 100. I felt that was true. We obviously have achieved that, and we'll look at this one here today, which I think is going to be true as well. John, what's up, dude? Welcome, man. So I just wanted to pick up where we left off, and then some of this is very valuable stuff, and I'm not you know, somebody that does videos all the time, but hey, if I'm checking back in just to kind of point some of this stuff out, maybe help some people, and I can give you a couple nuggets that I think are true. If you're, you know, maybe if you're turning bearish, or if you're trying to find out where to sell XRP and things like that, I feel like I have some information. So we're going to focus on those two things, and I'm going to share that with you. So we can go to that Binance US chart, which is going to be on my, I got so much crap on here now, as you guys can probably imagine, the years. I haven't stopped. If you're wondering, it's been worse, if anything. Just a constant them involved with. So here goes that US chart, that Binance US. Here goes that wick. That wick's at 138,000. I know that there probably might be people right now looking for Bitcoin to go down. I do have a, how do I put it? I have a down, and then I have an up, but and there's a nasty down, but not the main one that's a problem. Like I have, hopefully, wow, I got power almost going out over here. Not the one that goes and starts clearing these levels and comes down to like down here to 12,000. That's the one I would expect everyone to probably have already taken profits, because that's on deck for me, but not yet. Kind of like what I said, that's not yet. But I'm a forecaster the way I read stuff, so I would say that will happen, and we'll see some very ugly stuff happen with all cryptos. And when that's happening, XRP is probably definitely well under 20 cent, under 10 cent. But right now, it's not what I see happening. I see we have to finish up this up, and while we're going up, there's a move, but it's not the one I just mentioned there. It's not that one. There's a first, like, kind of a scary one. It's kind of it's more shallow than what I just said, but in my opinion, we will fill the wick over here, is what I think happens. So if you're wondering if there's any juice left in the tank for Bitcoin, I think there is. I think that 150 to 170s, and I have that on deck. And these are just my opinions based off of stuff I'm reading and what I'm analyzing. That stuff's on deck. Is anything higher? I don't have anything fully to confirm that. What I'm giving you, the 150s and 170s, is based off of like Fibonacci's and running all types of different fractals and things against each other. I swear, I just wanted to share. I want to share this with you all, just because if it could help, and maybe it bolts on to something that you guys are looking at, it might help you to say, all right, well, I was looking at that, and maybe I'm giving you a little bit more of a bolt on to it. So I would in my opinion, use this Binance US to kind of showcase, hey, that this is possible first. So like, hey, I'm not gonna worry about anything until we go and clear this up right up here. So there was, and I'll share this with you. Let me go to my gap chart. It says we've already kind of went through it. Let me go to my index Bitcoin here. Let me find it real quick. It should be right around somewhere right up in here. I'm going to show you something that actually worked out for me, and it's already kind of fulfilled. Let me find it. Sorry. Okay, it's here. I'm going to show you this because you might find it of interest. So back down here, this was just straight fractal patterns. Given this stuff, I read it such at a different level today. Very open to details, and I'm going to put them both on a 3-day. But I think it just shows you what was possible, and it helped me get to where we're at today, reading Bitcoin properly. So I've been having, I have my L's for sure reading stuff, but for overall, I'm pretty happy with the knowledge I have today reading this stuff. So I'm going to turn this on. You're going to see a lot of work here. And I don't mind sharing this today because it obviously already ran its course. But there was a time I just had triple cup down here, and I was marking this box, and I was down here, and I used this on the left, just pattern-wise, fibs, location of a drawing, understanding it to know that we have a high probability of breaking through the upside. So it helped me out, and the reason why I'm sharing this today, because I want you guys to kind of see what's left, so what is still possible. And I'm not saying, oh, it's going to follow exactly and go all the way up to, which that might be the 1.1286. Maybe I'd have to add some more fibs to go up there, but I'm not even there yet. So what I typically do is I don't get too far ahead of myself. I try to see if we can get certain levels, but I know what's like possible. If I see, you know, the, once again, 1618, 172,000. You know, why did I say that earlier? It's because I have stuff that might be pointing into that direction. And then we saw that wick goes up to 138. So I'm like, all right, so let's go 138 between 170, maybe 150 is a hit, you know, something like that. So for now, there is a lot of similarities here. You can see that. Like, what I'll do is draw this. So we've already done this right down here. That's already been accomplished. We're all up in here now. And what we saw here was a drawing that took place right here, we'll call it. We're doing that drawing up in here. Is it the same size, same? No, nothing. You have to be very open to understanding that don't look for the exact. This stuff is high-tech AI coding. Excuse me. That it'll stay away from each other, meaning it knows not to duplicate and copy itself today more than ever. And it will stay away. It's so advanced that it knows where every chart is and what it's all doing, and it'll make sure it doesn't copy. But it's been programmed by a human, so there's still the human brain. I'm very impressed with is being able to, because it can like AI is reading us, but have you ever like tried to read it? Meaning like, how is it programmed? How does it behave and things like that? And I'm like, is it trying to fool us? Is it trying? Yeah. So those are all the things. That's where the human brain to me is like, nah, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to manipulate, trying to control, try to outsmart. I get it. And you do a good job at it. You're like pretty much reading thoughts at this point with our phones through Bluetooth signals and things like that. Okay. I'm with you. So that allows you to obviously understand, you know, maybe like how to look at this. Like, you're going to confuse me here maybe. But anyways, you can see we get up to the 1618, and obviously there's that extra like home run hit. I'm not there at the home run hit. It's possible there. I'm not expecting this to be a full copy, but hey, because you can see right here on the left here, see right here, we had this like kind of two bang shot right there. We didn't really get that second push up there. You got to be open to it. But that right there was this, if you look at it from a coding perspective. So where I'm at today right now is I got some information to say we go up some more. If it wants to play games before it does that, that's fine. I'm not looking for the big splash down, you know, down to 12,000 or something like that right now. No, it would be like it could do something like that for all I know. But I'm not there yet with it's fully a big problem. Definitely open to an event coming in on us, and maybe striking down something nasty, but then the markets rise again, like the pandemic did to us. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like another pandemic, a bird flu, a cyber attack or something like that. I'm fully open to those things, as much as people might not want to hear that. Just the way the world is, you know, fully controlled, monetary reset. It's unfortunately an ugly place. So this is something to pay attention to. There's obviously much more on the stream I'm going to go over, but you can see that was one fractal here. We could be still there playing around in that thing. Are we up here? I don't think we're up there yet, but is there a push and a pullback up there? Yeah. So can we drive this thing from here and then we kick back a little bit up there? Absolutely. So I guess what I'm getting at is I think there's more in the tank. I'm still bullish on this, and I don't see any issues when I look at it right now, and I think that there's enough to favor that. So I'm going to add on to that. We'll go to Bitcoin dominance. Share this with you guys. I've spent a good amount of time studying this. Let me turn this off for a second. Excuse me. I was in Vegas, so I got the Vegas hangover. I'll give you my thoughts on this. And what I know, this purple line here, I don't think it holds. That's the 500 moving average. I think we go through that, and 9 chances out of 10, if Bitcoin dominance is dropping, it's probably because the market's doing good. That means the alts are starting to get market share. Bitcoin might be going up, but the alts are going up more. So I would think alts will get another rise here. Jeez, when I go on the stream, I'm like getting scratchy throat. Give me 1 sec. You know, I wanted to do one while I'm sick, but it's all right. That's why I wanted to probably do it. I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm not doing anything today. It's storming outside in my area. So, all right. So I have this probably piercing on this RSI on the downside. You can see there goes 1, 2, And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a third, and that third will snap this 500 moving average here, and it's going to cause the alts to push up. That's really typically what's going to happen if as this falls. And you might say, well, do you have Bitcoin dominance going up again? And the answer is yes, I actually do. Christian, thank you, my guy, man. I appreciate you very much, man. Hopefully you've been well. I got to catch up with you and talk to you, man. I've known you a long time, it seems now, man. And I've met the guy in person. Like, he came down to Florida and stuff. Good person, man. Anyways, coming back over here, I do think we actually go back up on this dominance here, and the reason why is I have gaps in information above. So it leads to me to believe that there's this like pull down here, and I know that this Trump pump here really, it sold a lot of people on like, hey, the market's good, we're going up. I remember this was a tough call for me at the time. I'm like, man, I think, because remember, H-bar was going up here, popping, XLM's popping here, XRP's popping here, ADA got some love out of it, but that XRP and XLM, they pushed. They went pretty parabolic on this move right here, and you can see the size of that. Can you imagine a snap down here, like this almost? I'm gonna call it like a megaphone. Like I would almost, let me draw this. I'm gonna open this up. I would almost say like because you got, oops, well, there you go. I don't even need to draw it. I already had it on there. The megaphone kind of thing here. So I wouldn't be shocked to see us come down, clear some of these gaps here, come deeper, where I kind of just do a line here, 1, 2, 3, and that'll set off some alts here. But I think something comes in after it's done with this. I don't know how deep it is. I'm just kind of ballparking here. Something's going to come in and put a kibosh on this whole thing for the moment and tank us. I think that this is how this will probably shape. I have a gap up here if you're wondering. It's like from back in 2017, but let me turn this off for a second. But I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think that this is just the full on, it's just going to run. I think it's going to give us something, and these might make some of the alts create new highs locally. And then when this drops and it goes up, it might create a higher low. So it could get nasty. I'll go to like something like algo just to kind of give you an example. But right now, that's where my head's at is, and it's one step at a time because I have shifted. I pivot when I need to pivot. So by the time I might check back in, I would already probably pivoted 4 times, and then, we'll see in another 6 months or so. But I would say moving forward just from today, I think the information of Bitcoin going up a little bit more is what I'm giving here. And I would say that this not holding here and this breaking down is going to send the market up more. And it's going to probably be alts pushing. I mean, there's always the chance like Bitcoin's dropping and then the alts, Bitcoin's dropping and the alts are dropping, but Bitcoin's dropping more. It's typically not the case. So the only way for this to drop is if the alts go stronger. They're going to take up more market cap than Bitcoin. When they go up, Bitcoin's going up, but the alts are going more. That's what causes us to go down. Or Bitcoin's dropping, but worse than the alts. Do you ever see Bitcoin down 30% and the alts down 10%? It's unlikely usually, right? So that's why I lean towards this dropping is likely alts popping up, taking the market share. 138 would be my next stop right now for Bitcoin. Like I'd be looking for that to get cleared. Yeah. I would, that's where my head's at right now. So, let me look at this from a 3-day. Let me just see if there's anything more macro here. Look at that right there on that RSI. If that pierces, which is what I'm projecting to happen on that RSI, it'll nuke that down, and you'll get a spark on the alts. And I guess this is going to be short term. I'll give it to you. I'll give you something that I think is worth to look at here. Let me go and I'll give you guys this. It's okay. Oh, it's right there. I'll just click that. We'll put this on a daily, and I know you guys probably like, this is interesting. Yeah, this was helping me just recently, if you're wondering. Did well for me. So breaking down here, you can see back testing on that's my 200 moving average, the red line. I watched this all take place, and now you're probably like, well, it's at the purple line, Chris. This one bounced, and it's just like, yeah, I would be wrong. You could one could use that, and it doesn't pierce on the RSI right there, and I would be completely wrong. The other option is I mean, because you can look at levels. I mean, we're taking a S&P 500 index versus Bitcoin dominance. It's obviously going to be much different. If you go and find that if you just find like localizations of the chart and say, wow, this came down to this area here, right? So it breached that spike down. It came down to this area. Do we need to breach that and come down to this area here, come down here into the 50s and stuff? And I'm like, well, that's going to really, hey, if that was the Trump pump right there, I call it, I always have labels for everything. Oh, the COVID crash, if that's the Trump pump, and this does drop on dominance like this down to these levels here that looks like it would go to, well, you're going to get some XRP, XLM kind of moves off of some of these. And I have XRP going above, we'll go to that in a second. Let's not jump. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Zach 911, what's up, man? I think that this is going to, it's probably more of a 2-day chart. So, if you move from 2-day to 1 day or 1 day back first, you can move the moving averages around and make it look more like maybe what you're looking for. I understand that that's not, you don't lock onto that, but is this really where we're going to be at? Like, it needs to come down here, because that's where I'm thinking based off of just the sizing of this thing. And like I said, I mean, this one has pierced twice on the RSI. We're just sitting on it. So it would be soon. It would be in the coming days that you would just see like an eruption of something, and there's some information out there to say that deems true. So I wanted to share that with you guys, show you that, because that's something else that I just kind of bolt onto my analysis and how I'm reading things from a little bit, probably a different view. You don't see too many trend lines on my charts. I acknowledge them, but I definitely try to take a more unorthodox view on this stuff. But yeah. And I keep checking to see if there's anything else that's wild. So what else can I share on this? I think that is probably all. Well, it's Bitcoin. I'll give you Bitcoin. I'll give you one more. All right. Here goes one more. Because I'm just going to do Bitcoin and XRP. Most of you guys. Because the Bitcoin, if you can read Bitcoin, you probably know what the market's doing. And then many of you all are in XRP. I am not. So it'd be a very unbiased decision on some of this stuff, but I'll give you some XRP stuff. If you take Bitcoin and you run it against, you guys gonna be like, what? Running against Tron? Yeah, running against Tron. Okay. Some of you might not be able to see it, but you'll see I put my cursor right down there. What I did was just run fibs on this. You don't gotta get into too crazy stuff here, but run some fibs on it, which I've already done. And what you're going to do is see that Tron went and hit that 1618 when I measure it the same way, which would put us at 168,946. So there you go again. There's a little bit more information there. You can see me doing my analysis, analyzing, drawing and stuff. To say that, hey, there's the 138 wick, okay? There's the big macro version I just showed you guys with the triple cup and stuff like that I just showed moments ago, would put us at 172. We got this running us at what that was, 168, right? 168. I'm still bullish. I think there's still more gas left in the tank here. So for now, for me, I'm looking for up. All right. Even if there is any moments of some down, I'm still looking for some up, because to me, it looks like we need to go clear some levels. And then I'm going to bolt onto that. Okay. XRP. Let's go to XRP. And I showed you guys this on the last one. I was using gaps and stuff to create levels and things. So I'm not an XRP fan anymore. I don't hate it. I just have my reasons why I am no longer in. I think the last time I sold was here, and I haven't been in since. Have people I'm friends with, people in my group, they're XRP holders, and I'm definitely rooting them on, and I just trying to make sure they do well. But I could be completely wrong, as we all know. So looking at this, I don't know if some of you guys think this is the top and it's over. I don't think so at all. I think there's another leg up here. That'll be my short answer if you're wondering. I need to at least get 420. 450 maybe, $4.50 before I start even looking for anything of a bearish scenario. I need to at least get that. So if you're an XRP holder and you're wondering like where is this thing going, I need to clear that before I look for the downside. That would be my take. Remember, this was the Trump pump. So if you heard me just making that comment like, hey, if that was the Trump pump and we do something more than this, what can we get out of some of our charts? And the other thing to keep in mind is this Trump pump, I call it, these assets had already a big market cap. So to do that move, it required a lot of money to go in, whether you call it real or not. Required a lot of money to go in to move that. So imagine if you're in some of these micro caps or some of these coins that don't have a lot of money in them. They don't need a lot, is what I'm getting at, to do that move, and they offer more of ROI. Their percents are better, right? So that's why I wanted to point that out. That hey, man, this did that move, and I know the percent on it isn't probably as great as some, but it's still good. Let's just call it 500% we kicked up to, right? It took a lot of money to do that, but something like, I don't know, Filecoin will just use to do that move doesn't require that, or Harmony One doesn't require that kind of money to push it to that level and to get those ROIs, right? So stay open to that. So I think I have some gaps above. Let me see what I had. I was using this before. That was an idea I had. It's still probably in play, but I'm not bolting onto it. If you see some of my drawings on here, know that they could be old. They could be ideas that I'm just kind of watching, analyzing. This is pretty gnarly. It's pretty crazy. But for now, I'm not there on the downside. I will. I usually try to clean up some of this stuff here. I'm bullish. It might be like, man, it's hard to be bullish, Chris, when you have all these lines below. Yeah, I know. But that's why you can't just, I learned years ago not to just go off of like, oh, there's some gaps. It's going to go down and clear it right now. No, that's the hard part. You have to still learn which way it's going to go and when they become valuable or not, because it can mess you up. But as you can see, we got some gaps to the upside. So that's not the reason I think we go up here. There's other reasons. Because I have other information to say we go up here, but for now I feel like we're not going down until I at least get here. So this will get taken out, and then this, and then I'll get concerned. And sorry, I didn't hit my mic there. And then I'll get very concerned because these wicks and stuff on Poloniex, they're always going to be flash wicks like that. They're crazy. I mean, these levels right here are just, to me, highly likely happening. It's all about how much can we get off of this. I know many, especially if you're new, I don't think a lot of people on my channel right now are new. You guys been around a long time, so I'm sure you guys don't live, way up here where I hear some of this stuff still. You guys know how this game goes, and get what you can, because it'll take it away from you very, very quickly. You've seen Luna, you've seen FTX, you know how it'll go. So yeah, I'm pretty positive on us still having to get there. So whether there was a game here or not, which I'm not looking for, I'm looking for us to actually, the way this looks right now today, like kind of boring and crappy. Wouldn't be surprised if it just holds this area somewhere right around here, and then bam, goes up and starts attacking that area. Like, I wouldn't be surprised that that candle right there just, yeah, that's fine. What is it doing? It's just creating some spacers before it starts to make its way up. Looks kind of ugly here because it looks like it's trending down, but yeah, that's what these charts do, and they'll throw you off. So very open to any games here, but we need to come up here before anything changes, and I get bearish, and I will get bearish. And it doesn't mean that when I get bearish that it's going to be automatic down. So I have, and I'm just trying to help out. This doesn't mean it's the top. What I'm about to show you, it could go more than this. But once again, I think it's great value, what I'm about to show you. So this is XRP dominance. I'm going to turn it on. There's going to be one gap left. And I think that that one gap is of value. And I think it's helpful for people. And I just bolted on to whatever you guys are looking at. So we're going to turn this on. You already see my green line pointing. You see the circle. Obviously, timing can be off. You can see that gap worked. But I have a gap right here. So you might say, well, Chris, run that side by side so we can kind of see what is the gap. I mean, I don't know if you guys would think this way, but this is what I do. I say, okay, let me understand, you know, where, and I think it's going to fall between this 1286 and this 1618. And from that point on, I will be the first to say, I don't know if we go higher. I will analyze and do my best to say that's it or not. We could go higher, but I'm not even there yet. I try to take one step at a time. So step one for me, Bitcoin goes up more. I'm not looking at the massive downside yet. XRP goes up more. I'm not looking at the massive downside yet. But when it gets to these, you fill my 138 wick, you hit here, you got me concerned. I'm going to start like, all right, I got to read this thing. And a lot of times the chart won't even look bad. And then the rug will come in and you're like, now it looks bad. But it'll fool you to make you think it looks good. So what we can do here is just kind of measure and say, well, what is a move difference here? So here goes the dominance over here on the left, right? Measure it from the bottom to the top here, just to kind of ballpark it. That was a 43. Same area, come over here, bottom to the top. That's like almost 80%. So is it almost like a double? Like is it an extra, you know, to each their own? I mean, it's how they want to analyze it. Like that's 13%. So what is from here to there, that little move there, you know, 22%. So it's not fully double. Is it an 80% move? It's not really a double move. So let's just analyze that. If this gap, I don't have any gaps over here that are in new price discovery, but if this goes, and we know it's at least an 80% pull more, you know, or almost 100%, then let's just call it like, okay, well, would this be 100%? No, it might be like an 80% move from here to get that level to take out. Once it takes out that gap, where's the price chart is what I'm doing. So then we should probably say, well, we know it's going to go at least 40%, 40, 50%, all right? Because it's going to copy that at least. So that puts us here. So I'm already achieving that. Is it, you know, 80%? You know, you can see the 1618 about to get hit. Yeah, boom. I mean, are we a $5 XRP? I mean, this is what this is saying right now. You know, as I adjust and do this live, it's saying that, yeah. So you might, you know, my safe area is right around here. You know, I said 420, you know, that's the bottom of this. So if I was an XRP holder, would I be like worried right now? Am I panicking to sell? No, not at all. I'm looking to clear that before I even start to have any type of thoughts of the downside. So for me, I just sit back and let it draw and say, oh, not worrying until we get to that level. And then I'll worry. But for now, and I want to see when it gets there, like, hey, I mean, if you can give me some good, strong pushes to get up out of here, it'll make me feel better. But I will say that you take that out, I have nothing left for my kind of analysis. The rest is obviously price discovery, which no one's going to fully know unless you're a part of rubbing the shoulders with the elites where that's going. But hey, that's why I came on here publicly, to give you guys something. I can give you this. You know, that's what I can give you to bolt on, and, you know, something to think about. You know, obviously never financial advice, as we all say. I'm just sharing some data that, you know, I bolt on to the readings, but everyone plays it differently. You can tell people and show people, but some people will be like, nah, I'll just hold. You know, I already know what happens. And when you get to $5, you hold because you go 10. And then when it gets to 10, it's going 20. Then it goes, we're going to $100. We're going to this. You start watching YouTube videos. Not you all, but I already seen this story many times. And then it gets stroked. And next, you know, you're at 50 cents. The tough part is when there's retraces like this, and you're waiting for the next leg up, and that there is no more next leg up, and then it just slips, and it it slips down. Now it's kind of like you're pinned, you're deer in headlights. You start to, well, I'll just buy more if it goes over. What if it's going to a place that you wish you probably sold almost all of it? To each their own. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to figure out, but if you've been doing this for a while and you have the experience, you'll figure it out because you've already dealt with it. The other good thing is if you take the win, and you gotta get like emotionally, calm and stable with yourself, that when it goes up there, you're not bothered. Because if you take the win, remember when it does pull back down, which it will, and they all do, you can play again because you took the win. So it's really ROIs to me, The other thing to keep in mind is that when you're up here and you're at let's say $5, and you want 10, what you're asking for is 100% return on your money. So do you want to leave it in here, something that is possibly topping out, or not, or do you want to say, I'm going to take the win, I'm going to relax, chill out, and I'll go play with that money that I still have that's real. I'll play with that when things look a little bit more easy to read and understand, and but you have to hey, it's going up, and it's going to be hard because the mind's going to tell you it's going to 589, and I don't know, it could be an ugly scenario. So anyways, wanted to share that. So Bitcoin XRP, I don't have anything else I was probably going to share other than, I got some good dominance gaps to the upside for Bitcoin Cash. I got plenty for Ethereum. So as far as I'm concerned, market looks like there's still more in the tank, but I do think that there is a correction and then a major collapse of the market. But yeah, I think let me go look at Ethereum. I think Ethereum's been doing pretty good, and 5,000 I believe is my next stop right now. And then I'd like to see it get up to 8,000 if we can pull it off. But yeah, as of right now, I don't see anything too crazy. You can draw it however it wants to draw. But yeah, definitely 5,000, and then I would like to see if we can get up to 8 is where I would like to see if we can go. Not fully convinced, but that's where my head's at. I'm gonna work to see. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be on here for a little bit more live. Just a quick check-in on Bitcoin and XRP. I wanted to at least give that because I haven't done anything public in a while, but I wanted to share those ideas that I just showed you, that data, because I know it's helpful because I've been doing this for so long, and I've looked at other people's stuff. They've looked at mine. You add it in. You add it in. You say, okay, that's an interesting view. It's the only way to level up, right? What are some coins you are interested in right now for better gains than XRP? I'll tell you what, not me. I mean, when look to search on this, and I don't mind sharing this one. The thing is some of these I think we got to go and clear some low side at some point. But I don't know if Electronium was such a good asset. I mean, it was so popular back in the day. I see nothing about it really. I go and I do an X search, as it's been doing very well the last couple of days, and no, not much hype. And I'm just like, wow, it's being very sneaky right now. Let me go to XETN. Pretty impressed with Electronium. Let's go right here. So yeah, Electronium starting to kind of creep up out of this base. I think it's up about 300% over the last month, 200% exactly, it looks like, within the last month here. But really setting up for something that could be pretty amazing. I like it. I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, I don't say I don't know. It's you really don't know anything until it goes. But it's got the look of that XLM kind of push. XLM did this kind of move, and that during the Trump pump, we're gonna fill this wick over here. I like this chart for that reason. I mean, this is. I would like to go and grab that up there, an extra 400%. So there's just a lot of assets, that are. I don't have CRV. I was looking for their which I think it goes and grabs. I want to see how this responds here and if there is that meltdown here. But I liked CRV's ROI, especially if it goes and fills this wick over here at some point. Back down here is when I was debating on it. No, it was right here and I messed up. But anyways, yeah, just to that ROI, right? Just to that wick to fill it is 13,000% if it could do that. You know, these are just not less mature charts that offer more ROI. Casper, as you guys know, hasn't had a good response and where it's at, but I'm a fan of Casper. You know, I think many people, I think some people are. I mean, it feels like, you know, you've been rugged a little bit. I mean, I've been into some rugs, man. But I like, I mean, April 2022 right there is almost at least a 10x. So just measuring some of these out, they're pretty amazing. Let me see what else. Filecoin, I think it's got good ROI. I like Filecoin. I think it's got a good ROI on it. You can, I mean, shoot, if you filled that wick over there, that's amazing. That's like, those are like the dream shots. As you can see, it's probably 10, 15,000, no, much more than that, 37,000%. I mean, do you really need that? Just come back up here to April 2022. I think that needs to happen. What is that? Another 10xer, you know. Remember, XRP's move was like 500. These are like twice just to here, not even going back up to do that. So it's definitely different ROIs. I could say this for HBAR. HBAR needs to go to 44 cents. I know it's not a high number here, but it's one of those things that I'm like, you got to go there before I start looking at the down. And there's some stuff that, I mean, it's some ugly down charts that are always possible. Kind of like the Casper, you know, like even that like Alpha Zero. There's been some ugly charts, man, like that, where this is the stuff I have to watch out for. I mean, there's been, you guys remember WRX not too long ago? I mean, there's been some ugly setups, you know. It's like, hey, this is looking good, and then strike, and you're like, all right, well, there goes that. Sneaky, 92% off, you know. A lot of these have already had that, so they and even NEM, you know, I'm sure some of you guys remember some of these charts. NEM was always popular and stuff, and this got stroked too. So it's very hard to read when I know that these things are happening, and I've been in assets that have been hit like this plenty of times, and it's like a part of it. But yeah, let me just kind of scan some of this other stuff here. Some of you guys are in Jasmy. I like the setup, but I have stuff down here. It scares me with it. So it's like, are you gonna go, or are you just gonna go up a little bit and go smack down? Because I do have the smack down and then a run and then a major collapse. But for now, as I was sharing, is to me, I need to just get to the levels of Bitcoin and get to, you know, the levels of XRP, and then I'll go from there. I like Velo, you know, some of you, I saw a lot of people posting on Velo and stuff. I was in this heavily, and I exited, did very well on it. Literally was, I mean, I'm sure I bought some up here, but I went heavy down here, and it did very well for me. Made a good amount of money on that. And then I exited about, I would say right here at this level. And yeah, it could be wrong, you know, because I got stuff above, but I got stuff below. That's the whole problem. It's like you got stuff above and below, so I have to do my best to kind of figure out who's first, you know, or, you know, how high do you go, and then do you go and stroke down to the downside? So like for now, like I said, I'm just using Bitcoin and XRP, and then where everybody else falls, where those chips fall for these other assets, come time where I'm like, I'm stepping aside right now, hit my targets, and I'm pulling some profits, and I'm going to wait till, because I see the downside, I'm going to wait for that to get cleared, and then we'll go at it again. But as of right now, I'm still bullish, is what I'm, until we clear. And if Bitcoin and some of these assets, you know, can be a more aggressive, it makes it easier on my job. Like, you know, like, hey, this is busting up through here. Great. It's skipping levels I don't need to be messing with. It's through 138, 150, 170. Great. And XRP hasn't fully hit its yet. Perfect. We still got more juice in the tank. But yeah, I think Dodo's a good one too. I think there's some good stuff on there. Yeah, Connor, I think File's good. You have confirmed it was what I expected. Great minds think alike. Welcome, man. That's good. Same thing happens to me, man. You think it's take 2 years, and then on Trump's final year, big recovery 2 years. Yeah, I would. That's a good thought. I think that's a good thought. It's so. I mean, we all toss it around, right? I see everyone tossing everything around, and it's normal. We all try to figure out. You know, I'm open to conspiracy stuff, and sometimes we think the wars, like, you know, like all the Ukraine stuff is about to cause it. It's going to cause, and that never happens. Have you guys noticed that? Like and then how many times are we looking for the FOMAC or, you know, the like Powell's about to speak, something's going to happen. It's never, watch it happen finally. 9 chances out of 10, maybe even like 99 out of 100 times, we bank on and count on Powell saying something or shifting the market, cutting rates and stuff. Nothing fully ever happens, or there's a delay. Meaning, like, I mean, I didn't think that XRP and XLM was going to do that pump. There's only a couple selective ones during with the Trump thing, and then I didn't think that like the Doge governance. It's just, excuse me. I didn't think that this was going to come in just for a couple coins, right? I don't think many people did. I had gaps above for, you know, XRP's dominance to support it, but, you know, the others, you know, come here. They didn't. We'll go to Filecoin, use that as an example. All right. Didn't go with it. So that was right here. So it was a fake out, right? So boom, Stellar's going bananas. The others are going to go. And finally, Stellar topped out right there. Right? And this goes, and I'm sure people bought this thinking that they're all going to go, and this administration for USA is going to make crypto, and it was a trap for the most part. It was a bull trap, and boom, 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 pulled you back down, and it spent, obviously, here we are 8 months later, trickling back down. So you didn't get that move, you know, off of this. I'm sure it fooled the bulk of everybody. It's a tough read. I didn't get fooled on that to tip my own hat, but I didn't think that. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, I wasn't looking for that. But when that did happen, I'm like, nah, it's a trap. You just sent XLM and XRP and HBAR up only. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to fall for that one. But I did make some little plays, like trades and stuff, just to make. And I was using XRP to make money. Nothing crazy, but enough to, like, pick up some capital on it. But yeah, I think this will go up some more. I mean, these are eventually, unfortunately, going to probably come down, but not yet. Yeah, is Powell could that be a reason? Sure. I mean, I do see sometimes that it'll spark it, like, hey, they cut rates or Powell's out, and then it pulls back because something else comes in. It's almost like a trap. Just the news, it always gets me. I'm not a news person as much. Bottom line, Wind Moon. I think we're doing well right now, Alex. I think we have a move up still. XRP is gonna. I think you might get some. I mean, who's to say that these aren't about to kick these in gear? I showed that if Bitcoin dominance falls, and it's a bigger fall than the Trump pump, and we don't need to put money in XRP or HBAR at the level that we did, or XLM, and you sprinkle that into, you know, Filecoin, Flow, CRV, all the other ones, you can get a response like this, and then come up here to then maybe fall from up here to create obviously a higher low. But you can get out of these areas, certainly. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm pretty bullish, and I think things are. are going to run up to some really aggressive numbers. You're going to see some charts that you probably didn't expect to hit levels, and I think that's happening from now to next year during the time when Trump's here. But I think that there's an event that's thrown in the mix, like you did down here. This was the COVID event. So, we're going up, everything's fine, and then smack down, COVID event comes in, but then it runs. So I would look for something like that, like, hey, we're going to go up, smack down, and then it runs again. That's where my head's at with this thing. And that allow the alts to catch up. So I know most of you guys are in alts, but the alts haven't even had their fun yet. They haven't had their chance. And if there's been a delay, it's been a hellified delay. Let me go to Litecoin. Remember old Litecoin? If you just take basic Litecoin, to me, Litecoin needs to come up to this level up here and hit a third peak. So it just really gives me confidence or hope that, hey, man, the alts are going to go. You just got to wait with it. It's been a long wait. But this would signal like some of the alts going, even though we've had some that have been pretty impressive. Injective has ran all the way up here, obviously pulling back. Fetch was another one that did very well, pulling back. But, down here and coming up here, making a new all-time high while others are not is, that was a 5,400% move. Tron has been outstanding. If you've seen Tron, watching Tron, I used to have a good bag of this. I don't say everyone, a lot of people hated on it back then. Easy to not be in it. Justin Sun's a scammer. It's crap. Blah, you don't want that. Hey, man. Some of those things might seem true, but I'll tell you what, the chart's done well. That's been a hellified run right there. So certain charts have done well, for sure. VeChain, let me look at VeChain. Yeah, see, when I look at this, to me, it's like you need to come up here and hit that move. One can call cup and handles, inverse head and shoulders off the side. To me, they need to get up here. But once they get up here, I don't say I know, but I'm not going to be surprised to see them get up here and then clear this all the way back down here afterwards. So it's like get up here and then you're gonna get wiped. I'm not going to think once you get up here everything is fine. Once I get up here, I'm bothered up here. But time will tell if that's right, So, max on that, I still do as well. It seemed like it has been stopped. It's running sideways. It's so weird, but the project seems to keep going, man. So I'm just letting the dice roll on that. I just have a bunch of horses, and I'm at the horse race, and some of mine are getting shot down, and then other ones are still running. And you just need the one to run away and really, fix everything. One horse will fix it all. You know what I mean? So I think that was just another way of saying the diversifying is a good thing. But yeah, I've been pretty happy with everything. I just wanted to come on here and kind of give you guys what I had. And yeah, maybe by the end of the year, I'll jump on again towards Christmas, towards beginning 2026. But for now, Bitcoin needs to go up and XRP needs to go up, and it'll go for there. And you guys know that can take, obviously weeks to months. So from now to the end of the year, I'm probably bullish until it hits those levels first, So I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys. Bye.